FSG, how are you doing? Good to see you.
Good morning, Args. Good evening, everyone else. Well, that's a sweeping generalisation, isn't it? Assuming everybody's could be from anywhere. Hello, everyone.
Exactly. Good morning, good
Saturday
afternoon,
or Sunday.
Welcome
How are you,
along,
mate?
Logging League. Yeah, good. Logging League Grand Finals.
Yes, indeed.
Season number 2. Very exciting. Very exciting.
It is very exciting, isn't it? We've got 9 rounds tonight across semi-finals and finals, and we're going to play the finals over 2 rounds. We're not just going to do a one and done. We're going to give people the opportunity, if they bluff the first round, to get a second bite of the cherry before crowning the finalists.
That's right. So effectively, you've got to be on your A game the whole time through.
That's right. Yeah.
One slip up, but that'll reward consistency.
Reward consistency, indeed.
There we are. So we're back at Silver Run Forest. Obviously, we've toured a few different maps for some of the other rounds, but we're back at the spiritual home of Farming Simulator, or Logging League. It's not the spiritual home of Farming Simulator, spiritual home of Logging League.
Yeah, spiritual home of the Platinum expansion. How about that?
There we go. That'll do. Right.
Just like
now.
camera slide. I am shrunk a bit. There we go. That's better. So what we're doing, let's have a look at the running order, shall we, Args? Because we've got a mixture of solos and team games. So first few games are going to be the solo semi-finals. So we've got 3 semi-finals coming up, all solos. In fact, if I jump to solos, here we go. Semi-final 1, we have Coelho versus Farming Alex. Unfortunately, Samu CH has had to pull out at the last minute, which is a shame.
He got called away for work, so I guess we can't begrudge that, unfortunately.
We can't, indeed, no. And then that will be followed up by Modern Logging versus Methy Boy versus Kegarino. And you can see, actually, their positions in the rankings next to their names there, so you can see where they've come and how we've split them up. And then semi-final 3 is going to be Bob versus Jimmy Sim versus Faban, which will give us winner from each of those rounds will give us our finalists.
That's right. Yep. So it's a winner take all for the semi-finals. There's no points for second or third, so it will really come down to how each of them performs, which is it's exciting, interesting to see how it is. And then so once we've gone through the 3, we've got to change server, and then we'll go and have a look at our teams and how they've all stacked up. So there you go. We've got first semi-final for the teams will be Power Team Esports versus Pinnacle Logging, and our second semi-final there is Modern Logging versus Astragon Entertainment. So the winner of each of those matches will go straight through to the finals, and as we said before, they will be played over 2 rounds. The winner to be the team with the highest cumulative value sold after any penalties become champions for Logging League Season 2.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Ox. So, yeah, exciting. It should be good. 10-minute rounds. So, speed is key, and the punishment or the penalty for going over the 10 minutes is quite severe. So, there's an element of making sure you use the time well as trying to get as many logs onto the trailers as possible. So, all to play for.
It is. So, we're heading down. We've got our first area set up down here. So, obviously, as always, huge thank you to Farmer Hamish, who has done a power of work in the background, getting everything set up, all the equipment sorted out. And he is very ably assisted tonight by Mark Haythornthwaite, who is going to be in charge of setting up the finals in between matches, because obviously not knowing who it is yet, we don't know what equipment to have set up ready to go. So he's going to be building that now as we go.
Yep. Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Hamish, as always. Yes. Well said, Docs.
Right, so we're down here very close to the original Chaos course, and I think it looks like we're all ready to go. We've got Farming Alex and Coelho standing there on the side-by-side ready to go. Mark is adjudicating, so I guess we're going to start his orders and we'll get into it.
Yes, indeed. Let's get our first match underway. We've got Modern Logging and Methy Boy sitting on top of the Silver Run Market there, watching proceedings, keeping an eye on the competition, which is always good. I like it.
Spectator sport, it really is. So we'll wait until we get the go here. Now, of course, I guess being just a two-man match, it doesn't really change anything because at the end of the day, it's winner takes all. So the only difference is they've got a 50% chance of winning rather than a 33% chance of winning.
That's right. That's right.
No points, nothing like that. This could be interesting actually, because you might see from a head-to-head point of view whether they might gamble with the penalties, because if one's going to take a penalty, the other could or not.
Could as well. Yep. No, it's a good point, Max. Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see if it changes any tactics. Take this. Just take this opportunity to say hello to everyone in the chat, both mine and Args. Great to have you all here and appreciate the support, so thank you.
Absolutely welcome along, everyone. Appreciate it. After a rather busy week, later, but we'll worry about that a little bit later. I think we might have some time to chat about things. But we are under starters orders, ready to go. Getting the countdown there from Mark, Farming Alex, and Coelho. They will get to 0, and they are off and running. Now, interestingly, both heading straight over to their tree processing units, and farming Hamish in the way. But we're up and in the way.
Right, there we go. Coelho with the Hannibal, which he's really owned this season, hasn't he, Args? Currently sitting in first place in the standings. He's made it really work to his advantage.
Yes. New to the logging league for season 2. He wasn't with us last season. And he, like you say, came in swinging really with that Hannibal.
He really did.
And it took us a little bit by surprise with how successful it has been, but he's definitely shown a new way to play the game, which is very interesting. Farming Alex has got his first tree down. He's over his truck actually before he does anything else. Coelho's taking that slow little journey. That is the one negative on the Hannibal.
It is a bit slow on the tracks, isn't it? You're right. Glad to have you here, Farmer Sim. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it, as always. Velo in the chat as well, saying good luck to all. Part of Power Team Esports, who will be taking part in the teams event later on. We just have a notification from Hamish as well. Faban has unfortunately had to pull out tonight as well, which is a shame.
Oh, goodness.
There we go. Coelho cutting his first tree now. Farming Alex also doing that. He's moved his truck into position already. Coelho getting rid of the top of his tree there so he doesn't kind of impact his cost multiplier. Interestingly,
you're not seeing Coelho trying to cut the logs straight into the back of the tree like he has previously with the Hannibal. So
that's right.
A little bit more conservative approach tonight.
He does have a range of tactics actually, doesn't he? Although he seems to be having some issues here with this.
The tree did not go the way it was meant to go.
It did not.
No. Now just looking at their loaders, we've got a Volvo Grapple and of course the high lift there, and if I'm recalling correctly, I think Coelho may have the high lifts.
Yes, he's having real issues with this tree here.
Yeah.
I don't think he released it before he started cutting, and it caused all kinds of trouble to start with there. I'm always impressed with Coelho. Everything looks so methodical. There doesn't seem to be any kind of panic or rush, and he seems to be very methodical in his approach to things.
Farming Alex over here. He's getting the trees cut down, but it's not the tidiest stack or anything like that. He's going to have a little bit of work for himself once he gets into starting loading. But
he is.
Some of the guys are very fast with those grapples. So
interestingly, Coelho's got a lovely pile, and he's actually moving. You dropped one in the wrong place. He's actually decided to move that into the right position to help him with his loading, which is interesting.
Sound tactic when you're using the high lift, and you can pick up in one go.
That's right.
Get her off. That's really the biggest advantage there. We've seen people able to load using the grapple almost as quick as the high lift, but it depends on most of your logs at this stage rather than what you can do when you're actually picking up.
That's right. So we're in that kind of lull at the moment. We've got 6 minutes, just over 6 minutes left, Arg. So in that lull at the moment where it's just harvesting trees and getting ready to think about what point you switch to loading.
They don't have a long distance to go to the south road. It's just sort of halfway up the road towards the sawmill, so
that's
it's
right.
not a big distance to travel, so they can sort of gamble a little bit here now. Alex has to reposition a little bit. He's got to come really towards the timber here, so he's going to try and get cut down.
What do we think, Args? You reckon 45 seconds, maybe a minute?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we've got the added complication of the train being on the tracks around here, so see if that'll come into play. Not something we've had to worry about for the last couple of rounds, but wait and see what happens, I suppose. But yeah, not far at all.
Another large tree down for Coelho here. I think Alex they're matching each other tree for tree here, aren't they, Arg? So really it's going to come down to who can load the fastest.
That's right. So we're down to just halfway, down to 5 minutes time-wise, and Alex has actually made the decision, even though he had another big tree he could have cut down, he's gone and getting his loader. He's going to jump to the grapple, over, start loading. Go 5-minute warning coming through from Farmer Hamish. Kikarino's in chat saying 3 minutes of cutting, 3 minutes of loading is pinnacle way. 4 minutes to get to the sub point.
I like it. I love the science behind it. These guys work a lot in the background in between rounds to optimize the time they've got. Doesn't always go to plan, but when it does, well, Kegarino can speak from experience as he's the current reigning champion for the next for the next hour or so.
Right. Just seeing the train going past, and if my memory serves me correct, it's a 5-minute loop on the train. It should be okay without that getting in the way. Seeing Alex getting in, he's just grabbed his first log. Now onto the back of the trailer. Interestingly, he's loading the very back, or attempting to load the very back, which can be a little bit of difficulty with the weight on the trailer and making it hard to do the trucks.
Tell you what, Args, if there was an award for the neatest pile of logs we've seen this season, Coelho's going to win it tonight. That is bang on perfect.
Nice.
And he has the high lift, so he could load them all in one go at this rate. I wonder if he's even going to move his truck over, or he's just going to take them as one big load over to his truck.
Possibly could. He could, because he hasn't moved his truck yet. He's gone and grabbed the high lift.
That's right.
Alex is just trying to get these logs manoeuvred in. He's not having the best shot at it the first time round, but he can get those two dropped in. Nice.
One's come out.
White got that perfectly.
Meanwhile, in the background, it looks like Coelho might be getting all of those logs in one go. It's going to be a tall order, but if he does, that's going to really put him in prime position.
We're down to 3 minutes remaining, so...
he's done it, Args. He's done it. He's got everything in one grab.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's a pretty impressive effort, and I tell you what, I hope Alex doesn't look across the back of his trailer and see that, because he's not having the best time of it at the moment with his loading. But.
He's not. He has decided to move his truck.
Some of the guys.
Interesting.
Okay. Probably the best choice.
It's probably the safer option, right? You're not moving them over and potentially letting them fall out of the grapple.
That's right. Occasionally you do see that where they just don't have the best time of things. Alex goes here. I think Alex would actually have enough trees cut down if he could get them all loaded to really push Coelho, but I just think Coelho's just got that advantage with that high lift and having a nice stack, and the time is starting to count against Alex here.
It is.
Running out of time to get anywhere near all of these logs loaded, and his early cuts where he didn't leave the neatest pile has really left him a tall task here.
He has.
Try and get these all loaded up.
Coelho's not having it all his own way here either, Args. He's really struggling to get lined up. The load is so big. I think he's got concerns that if he doesn't drop it perfectly, it's going to spill either side, but he's potentially just about got away with it. It's not the prettiest, but I think it'll go. If it fits, it ships.
That's the one. He's what's he doing? He's loose. Is he going to go for another tree? Look, he's taking the time. 1 minute left.
Oh, I wonder if he's just going to
Alex
try and
is-
drop this on at the end. 1 minute warning.
Sure.
These guys are both going to run into penalty here. Exactly what you said at the start, Args. When it's a 2v2, you can kind of watch the other player a lot more, can't you? And decide what to do based on what they're going to do.
Yeah.
So
Alex has taken the decision. He's hopped in his truck and he's got not much loaded up, but maybe he's just going to try and put some time pressure on Coelho. No, Coelho's also on the truck and going too, so reacting to each other's actions. I'm sure Alex is stuck, or what his problem is. He's got logs sort of scattered all over the place, and he looks to be stuck. He's gone for that big, long Volvo, and he's disconnected his trailer. I think he's stuck on a small tree here.
Oh, yeah, always.
Story is.
So Coelho's safely over the crossing and heading on up to the sell point. I've got Swim and Climb in the chat asking about FS25. We'll have a chat. We have got a little bit of a lull. Swim and Climb later on, where Args and I have got to fill while we're sorting out the third server. So we will we'll have a little bit of a chat about FS25 there.
Okay. Right, Alex is he's struggling down here. FSG, I know the pain he's going through, because you can just, nothing's gone his way. He's trying to get everything sorted, and it's just one of those sort of 10 minutes of your life forget about. But he's definitely given us a valiant effort. Coelho must be very close to the finish line with 30 seconds over time.
He is indeed. He has just crossed. We have about 30 seconds on the clock. He took it very cautiously on the corners, so not to tip over. His load was high up in the air, but Coelho has crossed the finish line. So he will sell his crop, and he will get a score for him. I think it's safe to say it's a bit of a foregone conclusion, this one.
Yeah, he's going to go through our first confirmed finalist.
I think that's
Alex almost got caught out by the train as well, but
just dodged it.
Hopefully he doesn't run into any traffic, because he's got a built-in traffic decapitation device on the side of his truck at the moment.
We're just waiting at the finish. We should see Alex any second now as he heads up the road.
He's had a little bit of an issue and clipped the train, the edge of the bridge. Don't know whether it was the logs hanging off the edge, but he didn't quite lined up. Slowed him down a little bit, but he's back underway and heading down towards the intersection, across the finish line.
I can see him arriving now. Now he's slightly in danger of being disqualified here, Args. He's only got 15 seconds to make it over the line. He's got 10, 9, 8. He's just gonna make it. Oh, by a second. By a second.
Unfortunately, I think the penalties he's going to incur with that time is going to be much more than he's actually going to sell. So
yes, I think we might be looking at a negative score here. Coelho selling there. So interesting first round. I would say, dare I say it, Arcs, going with form slightly there with Coelho, our #1 ranked player in the solos, and being pretty consistent all season there.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, I think, came into the match ranked 6th, if I remember correctly.
So there we go.
Let him get in and over there, and we will get our final numbers from Farmer Hamish. Like you said, I think it's a pretty foregone conclusion.
Yep. Coelho going over there to commiserate with farming Alex. It can hinge on such a small thing, can't it? Like your log pile not being particularly accurate or whatever, and it can have a huge knock-on effect. So,
That's right.
There's a lot to play for still.
There we go. First match done and dusted. And, well, going to jump the gun too much, but our first finalist for the solos has been confirmed.
I think it's safe to say that Coelho is, like you say, Args, through to the finals. Right, now if I'm just going to check my map here and make sure I'm in the right place. I think I am. Yes, we're down over on the other side of the hill now, ready for round 2.
Right. If Hamish has got the final results in the match in Discord there. So Coelho's gone across. He sold $29,256 worth of logs. Took a $3,000 penalty to end up with $26,300. Farming Alex still managed to sell $5,700 worth of logs, but did incur almost that maximum $12,000 penalty. So has come through with minus $6,000. So that's 10 minutes that cost him more than it was worth, including a spot in the grand finals for the solo. So congratulations, Coelho, going through there. And our first qualifier confirmed. Commiserations, Farming Alex, but you have another opportunity. He's in one of our teams, isn't he?
He is indeed. He is indeed.
He will still have a chance to take away some sort of trophy and reward from the match, from the Logging League season.
That's right. Double P in my chat is asking if this map is available on console. It is indeed Double P. It's part of the Platinum expansion from earlier in 2023. So, yeah, it's part of the DLC.
One.
Treat yourself. Go on. 4FS25 comes out. So, Modern Logging, right. Methy Boy, and Keg all lined up, ready to go here already. They are hungry. They are hungry.
Slacking. I'm a long way away. Getting there as fast as I can. Fly down through the trees across the pond.
Here he is. Fashionably late.
Indeed. Waiting.
Right. A mix of equipment here as well, Args. And certainly in terms of the loading equipment, we've got one of everything here.
Yeah, we do. I was just looking at that too. And I think, are we seeing this is the first of the
Lieberher is new equipment?
The Lieberher. Yes, this was a request from the Pinnacle Loggers. You can see that is coming through here. This was a mod released recently, I think. Wheeled excavator. So I don't know whether you get the advantage of the sort of excavator maneuverability along with the speed of it being on wheels rather than tracks. So intrigued to see how it pans out. It looks very tiny sitting here next to the two Komatsu.
It does indeed.
So,
we should probably explain to the viewers, shouldn't we, Args, that they're allowed to select any machinery they want as long as it's available in the mod hub. And we've seen that change over the course of the course of this season as well. A couple of tactical changes as they've maybe tried stuff in between rounds. So it'll be interesting to see how they go with this.
Yeah, it will be. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's a few things that we did ban early on. Things like the big bag handler where you can strap logs and carry them that way.
Yes.
But pretty much if it's a legitimate mod that allows for logging, then it's fair game.
That's right. So we're just waiting for Hamish to confirm everything is good to go, and we'll get our countdown from Mark. And round 2 will be underway.
And just while we're waiting for that countdown again, take the advantage to welcome everyone who's just joined into both our streams. Pleasure to have you here, tuning in for the final of Logging League Season 2. It has been 4 hard-fought rounds getting here. And we are into it. We're going to choose a champion for both the solos and teams. And we're going to find our second finalist for the solos just on 10 minutes.
And we're off. So Modern Logging, Methy Boy and Kegarino, all stalwarts now of Logging League, having played in both the first and second seasons.
That's right. Interesting to see where people are going to go here, because this isn't an area we've used in Logging League before. So they're kind of playing the tactic game here, trying to figure out where they need to be. Modern Logging's gone all the way down the hill. Now, they can log anywhere. The map is fully purchased, and they have logging rights to any logs anywhere.
Look at the speed.
Yeah, I was just going to comment on that history. That leopard just flies.
I think Keg's trying to work out where to go here, because we've got... this is an interesting area. Hamish's been a bit sneaky here, because we've got some kind of, I guess, non-ideal trees around the long straight trees. So...
Yeah, and it's very rare. We've got a minute, and certainly neither Modern Logging or Kikarino have had a tree cut down. We've kind of lost track on where Methy Boy is because we're so spread out here.
Keg's got his first one. Methy Boy stayed right up by the start, place. So Keg's on his first tree now.
I'm hoping for Methy Boy's sake and for the other competitors' sake, he's the one using the excavator to load, because it's going to be a long haul for either of them to drive that down there.
Yeah, it is indeed. We've seen just flying back up here. Methy Boy's got his first tree cut down. So actually, being honest, Args, Methy Boy's not made much progress. It's taken him a while to get into the trees and get them cut down. So compared to Keg, they're on pretty level playing field. I can't even find modern logging. Modern logging's driven to another map, I think.
Just feels like it is right down on the side of the road.
Oh, I see him.
But I think he heard you talking about the award for the cleanest and tidiest stack, and he's going to give Coelho a run for his money at this rate.
Throwing his cap into the ring for that one, because that looks rather neat, doesn't it?
It does.
Fantastic. Good evening, Scott Free for All. Nice to see you.
Yeah. Nice lot too.
Whip over here to Keg. He is onto his third tree now, it looks like.
He's got a beautiful amount of space down here to load with, and I think his logs, he's cutting longer logs than some of the others.
He is indeed,
potentially less handling when it comes to loading.
Yep. Now, I think Keg's had a couple of rough rounds, hasn't he, before the finals here? He had a couple of real rounds when things just didn't go to plan, so
right.
He'll be looking forward to kind of burying those demons at some point. And that new vehicle is really looking good, isn't it?
I was just about to comment on that. Pretty impressed with how it moves around and maneuvers, and it seems pretty stable too. It's not. That was a big tree you just cut down. It seemed to wobble or anything. Now the sell point for these players is located behind the roller coaster down on the edge of the river. So again, not a huge drive, but they do have to negotiate a couple of bridges and a train crossing. So things to consider when it comes time for that. We're just coming down on 3.5 minutes and gone. 6.5 minutes still remaining.
We've got Alex in the chat saying, well, every time that loading gets me, I still have my team event, which I think we should do well in, since we have the best loader in all the logging leagues, being modern logging. So, yeah, nice, nice sportsman's view to that first round there from Alex. Well done. And yeah, let's see what you can do in the team event.
Main thing is you had fun. That's the main thing. This is just a fun little thing that we created a couple of years ago, and it's just grown leaves a little bit.
It has.
You always enjoy coming in and broadcasting for this. A change of way to enjoy Farming Simulator.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Right, Keg's decided he's had enough. He's off to do some loading. Looks like Methy Boy's doing the same, Args. So
yeah, and modern logging has come up and grabbed his excavator as well. So that all.
Oh, so he has. Didn't even see that.
Moving on to loading. And he actually does have the excavator to grapple there. Take some time getting down to this little pile, but Alex said it's one of the fastest. He's got a neat pile to pick up from.
Keg's got the front loader, and Methy Boy has got the high lift. So different tactics from all three teams here.
I'll tell you what, at this stage, what are we? Just coming up on 5 minutes, pretty much bang on halfway through. I would be a brave man to pick who's going to win this.
It is a close one, this one. It is. This is all going to boil down to how quick the loading goes, and a little bit of luck going your way as they drop into the trailers as well, because you know they can, fall out the side and things like that if you're not careful. Keg's just headed off to get his truck, and he will be blasting over the top of this hill any second now.
Watching for that in the background when spectating modern logging down the bottom here, who has his truck in position.
Yeah, Methy Boy already loading, and he's got the high lift, so shifting a lot of logs in a very short amount of time. There goes Keg down the hill. Come back to him in a minute. We'll just have a quick look at Methy Boy here.
Modern logging's grabbed his first log and it is into the back of the trailer very neatly. Like Farming Alex said, best loader in farm sim. And there we go. He's just, to prove his point, just picked up 4 logs in the grapple, and he's just positioned those with absolute finesse.
Methy Boy has picked up a rather haphazard load here, which could cause him a few issues. Oh dear. That did not go to plan for Methy Boy. And one of the problems with the high lift arcs, if you do drop them, they go all over the place. It's not the easiest tool to pick them back up with and reposition them.
No, you're quite right. You are very right. Now I've just come across to have a look at Kigarino. He's cut logs pretty much the same length as his truck. He's put his truck right down by the road, so it's on a nice level spot. And he does have 4 logs, or 2 logs, sorry, already loaded up. Hanging for another grab.
Modern logging is flying here, Args.
Right, Kigarino, 3 logs in at the front of his grapple. Can he get all of those lifted up and over into the trailer? I do hope for his sake he can. He said he's had a rough time of it, but he is not going down without a fight in this one.
This is pure poetry watching modern logging here. It really is.
So I think this is going to be interesting because Kigarino, he's just loaded 3 logs in one go with the grapple. I reckon that's the equivalent to 6 because he's gone for the longer length logs. And if my memory serves me correct, there's not quite so much penalty at all. At least there's a wider range of log lengths to sell at the premium price. FS22, we don't quite have that split of a perfect log that happened in mine town. So
that's right.
It will be interesting to see what happens here.
Modern logging is showboating now. He's just picking up all the little tiny bits and pieces just to show off his skills, I think. Right, they're on. I think he's done here. 2 minutes to go. I think he's timed this perfectly. Even taking the time to park his grab nicely as well. Methy Boy coming down the hill. Now modern logging is in the way here, but he's just moved at the right time.
Gosh, Kigarino has just done the most amazing effort to get 5 logs in. He's looking across the fence and seeing everyone else. And look at this. We have got a convoy.
Oh, wow. Keg has...
Simulator log convoy.
This is going to be close between Keg and modern logging. I think Keg's got more logs on than Kegarino here. Now, Methy Boy's trying to get past, but can't because his logs are hanging off the side of the truck. Now, Methy Boy could be... a catalyst to a really bad accident here because Kegs can't get past either. Now it doesn't matter if they're all within the time scale, does it, Args? Nobody loses time.
Take the same penalty. No, they'll all take the same penalty, so it doesn't really matter at all. Modern logging almost looks like he'd slowed down, now he's speeding up.
Watch for the train. The train is coming.
The train's just coming now.
I think they're all going to dodge it just... Oh, Kegs went the other way and
he's gone down.
Oh no, he's hit a tree. Oh, he's not. No, he was just waiting. Oh,
he saw the train coming.
Tactical move that did not pay off for Kegs there. Maybe it still will though.
It still will because I think the others, modern logging had to pause for the barrier arms on the train crossing.
Now Kegs has just got to get through this. I forget there's no collisions on the barriers here.
Down 10 seconds to go, 8, 7, 6. Now all converging from different directions on the finish line here. Methy Boy's managed to get down and through, and it's going to be 1 second over time. Modern logging coming through with a 3-second penalty, and Kigarino is going to end up crossing the finish line there.
8 seconds.
What a match!
Whoa. Wow. And I tell you, it is going to be super tight between modern logging and Keg. Wow. Super tight. I couldn't call this one, Args.
No, don't discount Methy Boy. He's got more logs than you think, just the way they're loaded, and he's actually got some pretty big logs on there too. His tree selection might actually help him out here. So,
true.
Goodness, this one is going to be very, very close. I think this could be one of our most fiercely fought and competitive semi-finals we've seen for the solo series.
Now, I wonder imagine if this goes down to that 8 seconds versus 3 seconds over between Keg and modern logging.
So it's about, what is it? It's $1,000 per second. So
yeah,
$100 per second.
See what Keg's got here. That is an impressive load of logs though from Keg. I am impressed with that.
Oh, considering, like you said, considering some of his challenges he's had over the last couple of rounds, he will. Regardless of result, he'll be happy with his showing. that one.
There we go. Yeah, definitely. Redeemed himself in the finals very well there. Well done, Keg.
Yeah. Now, of course, the players will have an actual indication on who's won that already, just because they will have seen how much each other sold. We're on a different farm in the multiplayer format for Farming Simulator, and